We have a Senate and the National Assembly. This is the Senate of the Republic of Kenya. In the spirit and the word of the Constitution, this is actually the upper house of the bicameral Parliament of Kenya. So we welcome you to follow the proceedings in this chamber, and we wish you a fruitful visit in your stay in Kenya. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Order number 6, notices of motion.
Senator for Kiambu County, the Honorable Senator Karungo Wathangwa. That business is deferred. Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Statement pursuant to Standing Order 53-1, the Senator for Kisii County, the Honorable Richard Onyonka. That statement is dropped. The Senator for Wajir County, the Honorable Abbas Sheikh Mohammed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 531 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee of Land, Environment, and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the illegal dumping of hazardous waste at Wajir County dam site, which has resulted in a severe environmental degradation and a threat to public health. Honorable Speaker, the dam site has been a long-standing source of public concern, who continue to suffer the effects of mismanagement waste disposal, including improper handling of hazardous and medical waste. In 2020, the Senate received a petition by Wajir residents seeking intervention. The responsible committee processed the petition and tabled a report which recommended environmental restoration and the protection of the rights of the affected communities. Honorable Speaker, Wajir municipality depends on shallow wells as a source of water, and that the water is also high-tabled, and any mismanagement of sewage, sewage or any hazardous waste normally filters into the wells. There is no proper sewage system. The sewers are not there, and therefore most of the wells are polluted and has already been confirmed with a high E. coli presence. Honorable Speaker, in the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the nature, type, and source of waste materials currently dumped at the Wajir County dam site, including confirmation of whether any hazardous or medical waste continues to be disposed at the site. 2, the implementation of setters of regulations made by the Senate following the tabling of the petition report on 1st December 2020, and the specific steps taken by Wajir County government in response. 3, the environmental and public health hazards posed by continued dumping at the site, including impact on soil, water source, local ecosystem, and pastoral livelihoods. 4, the measures being undertaken by NEMA and other relevant agencies to enforce environmental regulations, prevent further contamination, and protect the rights of residents. 5, the immediate and long-term actions proposed to restore the environment, to relocate the dam site to a safer location, and provide redress of compensation to affected residents in line with the ruling of the Environmental and Land Court sitting in Garissa, Court number ELC, petition number 10 of 2020, dated 27th November 2020. Honorable Speaker, that is my statement, and I beg to request the committee to take action. Thank you so much.
The Senator from Busia County, Senator. Senator.
'Senator. 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 'Se
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, brackets 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of countrywide concern regarding the shooting and killing of residents at Angata Baragoy by police officers. Mr. Speaker, sir, on Monday, 28 April 2025, 5 people, including a 6-year-old child, were killed following an attempt by officials from the Ministry of Lands to begin a land adjudication process in Mooi adjudication scheme in Transmara. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the circumstances that led to the use of live bullets, resulting in the shooting and killing of 5 residents of Angata Baragoy and leaving many others injured during a protest over land demarcation. 2, the identity of the rightful owners of the land in question, as well as the measures in place to address the long-standing disputes over the land. 3, the reasons behind the decision to demarcate the land and evict residents despite a valid court order restraining such actions until the matter is fully heard and determined, providing details on who ordered the demarcation and whether the community was consulted or involved. 4, status of investigations conducted by the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, brackets IPOA, into the incident, including steps taken to hold accountable the officers responsible for opening fire on unarmed residents of Angata Baragoy. Plans in place to compensate the affected families for the deaths and injuries, as well as reimbursement of burial expenses. Andrew Omtata, Senator from Busia of the Republic of Kenya. Thank you.
Statement pursuant to Standing Order 57-1. The Senate Majority Leader. We will get there.
Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Standing Order 57-1, I hereby present the business for the week commencing Tuesday, 27th May 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, the status of business pending before the Senate includes 54 bills, of which 42 are at the second reading stage and 12 are at the committee of the whole stage. 23 motions pending conclusion. 29 petitions are pending conclusion, out of which 19 are due for reporting by the respective standing committees, and 473 statements pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 under consideration by respective standing committees. From the foregoing, it's evident that we have a long way to go in disposing the business before the Senate, as indicated in today's order paper. At orders number 8, 9, 10, 11, we have bills that have been at the second reading stage for a while. I therefore urge the majority and the minority whips to marshal the requisite number of the county delegations in order for the divisions to be undertaken. Mr. Speaker, sir, on Tuesday, 27th May 2025, the Senate Business Committee will meet to consider the business for the week. The tentative business for the day will include business not included from today's order paper, as well as the business indicated in the notice paper. The tentative business for the morning sitting on Wednesday, 28 May 2025, will include the following questions to Cabinet Secretaries as approved by the Senate Business Standing Committee, the Senate Business Committee, as well as the motions. A, question number 001 to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, by Senator Mohammed Shute MP. Question number 068 to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Energy and Petroleum by Senator Mohammed Shute MP. Question number 031 to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy, Maritime Affairs by Senator Professor Tom Ojenda, Senior Counsel MP. Question number 047 to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs by Senator Miraj Abdullahi MP. Question number 034 to the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury and Economic Planning by Senator Enoch Wambua MP. Question number 035 to the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury and Economic Planning by Senator James Murango MP. Question number 048 to the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury and Economic Planning by Senator Professor Tom Ojenda, Senior Counsel MP. And question number 079 to the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury and Economic Planning by Senator Karen Nyamu MP. The tentative business for the afternoon sitting on Wednesday, 28 May 2025 will include business not concluded from Tuesday order paper and the following. A, bills. At the second reading stage, the county government state officers removal from office, procedural bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2024. The County Government Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 39 of 2024, the Labor Migration and Management number 2 Bill, Senate Bills number 42 of 2024, and the Street Naming and Property Addressing System Bill, Senate Bills number 43 of 2024. Bills at the Committee of the Whole, the Cooperative Societies Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 53 of 2023, the Public Fundraising Appeals Bill, Senate Bills number 36 of 2024, the Heritage and Museums Bill, Senate Bills number 8 of 2023, the Environment Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 23 of 2024, the County Library Services Bill, Senate Bills number 40 of 2024, and Statutory Instruments Bill, Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 10 of 2024. Motions. Report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on its inquiry into the state of markets in Vihiga and Bungoma counties, arising from a statement sought by Senator Geoffrey Osotsi, MP, and Senator David Wakoli, MP, and progress report of the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunities and Regional Integration into the inquiry on the diversity and inclusivity in the staff composition of state agencies in Kenya. The projected business for the Thursday, 29 May 2025, will include business not included from Wednesday's order paper and any other business scheduled by the Senate Business Committee. In conclusion, at order number 12 in today's order paper, we have a motion for consideration of the report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the fourth basis for allocating the share of national revenue among counties. This is a matter of great significance as it facilitates the equitable distribution of resources for effective functioning of county governments. I therefore urge all honorable senators to remain in the chamber and participate in the debate on this motion. Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you and I hereby lay the statement on the table of the Senate.
The Honorable Senator Mngatana.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to read this statement. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of inter-county-wide concern regarding the Gazette Notice number 6256, dated the 16th May 2025, issued by the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration on the acquisition of land in Tana River and Garissa counties for the construction of Masalani National Intelligence Service Campus. Mr. Speaker, the Gazette notice has raised serious concerns among residents of the affected areas, considering that the land was appropriated without the requisite public participation or compensation. The notice also fails to specify the coordinates of the affected land parcels, heightening the fears of irregular land appropriation. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. The justification for the acquisition of land in Tana River and Garissa counties for the establishment of Masalani National Intelligence Service campuses. 2. The omission of precise geographical boundaries or coordinates of the acquired land in the Gazette notice and the implications that this has for land administration and protection of community land rights. Number 3, the extent of public participation and stakeholder consultation undertaken prior to the publication of the Gazette notice, particularly within the county government of Tana River and Garissa counties, which have held in trust for the residents affected. Number 4, the reasons why no compensation has been paid to the residents or communities which will be affected by the project, and what measures the national government intends to take to ensure equitable redress to the residents. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, I will allow limited comments before we move to the next order. So if you happen to get an opportunity to speak, we will speak for not more than 3 minutes. The Honorable Senator for Nairobi City County, Senator Edwin Sifuna.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Just a few words on the statement that has been brought by the Senator for Busia regarding the Baragoy incident, Honorable Speaker. I have referenced this incident before because it was the first time I saw, Honorable Speaker, that the Inspector General of Police had been summoned, quote unquote, by the leadership of a community. And when he arrived there, he could not even disembark from his aircraft until the local leadership had arrived. And I remember watching on the news that he sat in that chopper for almost an hour, Honorable Speaker, and could not access the meeting that was going on. There were very passionate appeals that came from the people. Some leaders, including the leadership in this House, the majority leader, I remember him being present. Up to now, Honorable Speaker, the questions that were put by the residents have not been answered. I have not had any communication pursuant to that meeting from the leadership of the police or indeed the ministry itself. So, Honorable Speaker, we are hoping that the committee will try and get these answers for the people who are affected, and especially because, Honorable Speaker, the main problem, the elephant in the room, is the question of the ownership of the land and the allegations that there was an attempt by some powerful individuals in government to grab their land, which they called ancestral. So I am hoping that during that interaction with the committee, we will at least for this one be told the truth about the people behind it and the actions that have been taken in order to restore those who lost loved ones during that incident to a place where they feel like, the government actually cares about them. So because I was not there and leaders in this house were there, we are hoping that they can also guide this house on the situation there and the steps that have been taken by government to redress what happened. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Fernandi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to support the statement by Senator Okoiti Okia Omtata Andrew on the issue of state of investigation into Angata Baragoy killings in Narok County. Mr. Speaker, in as much as we continue to send our deepest condolences and empathies and sympathies to the people of Angata Baragoy, it is sad that after they are buried, their issues have been forgotten. Mr. Speaker, you saw even the disanage. 41 people are yet to be recovered. A few people were killed the other day in Todonyang, Mr. Speaker. It is very unfortunate that this country, the DCI, is efficient only when they are pursuing politically expedient cases as opposed to pursuing criminals, Mr. Speaker. And you remember even, Mr. Speaker, on this issue of Angata Baragoy, there is much more than meets the eye. Because this is the protection of grabbers of land in Angata Baragoy, Mr. Speaker, we need to be told who is behind these killings. Mr. Speaker, it was an open fire. How do you open fire in unarmed, peaceful citizens who are protesting against land grabbers, Mr. Speaker? The land grabiosis disease must be stopped in this country. Even IPOA, Mr. Speaker, no one has been arrested up to date. Yet the bullet that was being used to shoot these people, post-mortem was done. Mr. Speaker, we must be told as the families continue to grieve what the government is doing, Mr. Speaker. And it is very unfortunate because even the Ministry of Interior, led by Cabinet Secretary Murkomen, gave us a bravado statement when he was in North Rift by saying those people wanted to attack the police. How can you attack the police with hands and stones? And that is why I said transferring incompetence to Ministry of Interior is dangerous because you lose lives. The roads, when they are stalled, it can be fixed at a later date, Mr. Speaker. You have seen even he has sponsored the grabbing of Masalani land in Tana River, Mr. Speaker. How do you go and grab land? This minister must be called out. He is embarrassing all of us who are in government. In fact, the Murkomen must and should resign. Mr. Speaker, even he is now sponsoring MPs to attack me, Mr. Speaker, instead of fighting issues of insecurity.
There is a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, Senator Cherargei is not a first-term legislator. And even a first-term legislator by now understands and knows the standing orders of this House. If he wants to discuss the conduct of the cabinet minister, he knows what he needs to do. Number one, he knows that he needs to bring a substantive motion to you, together with the issues, and then we can have a discussion and look into the conduct of any minister, because nobody is above scrutiny, and everybody must be scrutinized. What we must stop, Mr. Speaker, is a conduct that is becoming the norm in this House, where people want to use the privilege of the floor of Parliament to malign and personalize attack against other citizens of this republic. That we cannot tolerate, Mr. Speaker. It is not honorable, it is not right, and it cannot be accepted. Did you hear Senator Cherargei say that CS Murkomen, I don't know, has organized land to be grabbed, I don't know where? Can he either table evidence to support his claims, Mr. Speaker, or withdraw? Because that should never be left in the records of this House, Mr. Speaker.
Now,
Yeah, and apologize,
Senator
Mr. Speaker, sorry, and apologize.
Senator Fernandi, you either substantiate your allegations or you proceed to withdraw and apologize.
Mr. Speaker, I need your guidance because the Gazette notice was signed by the Cabinet Minister of Interior. I thought it is judicially noticed.
I am referring to the statement that you've made.
No, Mr. Speaker, let me substitute and withdraw that word,
And
the grab, and say he gazetted.
Proceed, you've apologized, proceed.
Yeah, well, let me proceed, but Mr. Speaker, you have to appreciate that incompetence and corruption fights very seriously, Mr.
Senator
Speaker.
Fernandi.
Mr. Speaker,
Senator Funandi, take your seat. Take your seat. Senator Funandi, you have to abide by the ruling of the Speaker. Don't come up with your own ruling and proceed to abide by that ruling. A point of order has been raised against your allegations. And indeed, to that extent, that point of order is merited. Meaning you have two options. Either to substantiate. If you're unable to substantiate, you proceed to withdraw and apologize. Pick one option and proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I've already withdrawn the answer, and I have apologized by replacing with the word that it was gazetted. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by saying the following. You know that's the danger of incompetence and corruption. Mr. Speaker, we must call out these gentlemen. They are embarrassing everybody. Being killed, Mr. Speaker, and no one is taking it serious. I expected the majority leader.
Senator Wambua. Senator Wambua.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, these days I rarely agree with Senator Cheriot, but on that matter of personalizing battles on the floor of the House, I totally agree with the majority leader. Mr. Speaker, I stand here to make comments on the statement brought to the floor by Senator Danson Mugatana, my neighbor from Tana River, on this matter of acquisition of land for a public good. Mr. Speaker, this matter is a weighty matter because, Mr. Speaker, this speaks to a lot of initiatives, especially by the national government, to, quote unquote, bring development to the people, but take away what they already have, and in most cases, it is land. Mr. Speaker, I am very sure the Senator of Tana River and the Senator of Garissa are not opposed to the construction of the Masalani National Intelligence Service campus, but they want due process to be followed, and they want the people who give out land for that public good to benefit from their land. Mr. Speaker, this is a matter that I have spoken about many, many times, especially on the issue of taking private land for use to construct roads. It is true, Mr. Speaker, that we all need roads everywhere. We need our roads to be tarmacked. But, Mr. Speaker, it is the highest level of deprivation. It is the highest level, Mr. Speaker, of robbing the public if we take people's land to initiate development projects for the benefit of the greater public, and then we don't compensate people for the land that we have taken. Mr. Speaker, I have in mind two issues in Kitui County: the issue of the construction of the Kibwezi-Kitui-Migwani Road, where our people have not been compensated 3 years down the line. Mr. Speaker, it is only fair, it is important, it is a constitutional principle that if you are taking private land from people to do a public project, then the people should be compensated promptly and according to the market rate. So, Mr. Speaker, I am in support of the statement by Senator Mugatana, and I hope that the committee.
The Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to add my voice to this statement by Senator Andrew Okiya Omtata on the killings of residents in Angata Baragoy, Narok County. Mr. Speaker, where I join Senator Omtata in seeking to understand, first of all, how far the Inspector General of Police has gone with regards to the promise that he gave to the citizens in a meeting that I attended, in public and broad daylight, that the police officers that mishandled the firearms and led to the killing of 5 citizens, not 6. I have seen Senator Omtata. Oh yeah, he's captured it actually that it's 5. The only part that is not accurate, Mr. Speaker, is that initially, and indeed at the time of going there, I thought that there had been a child. It turned out actually that they were all 5 male adults of different ages. Mr. Speaker, when we were there with the Inspector General of Police, he spoke in broad daylight in the presence of media and the country that any police officer who was involved in those killings will carry their own cross. And I thought that was a good sign from him, meaning that then IPOA was going to swing into action, and by now we'd have known what is the identity of those officers and what action has been taken. It is now more than 3 weeks, nearly a month, actually, Mr. Speaker, since that incident happened, and there is nothing that has been said from the investigative agencies. I thought the practice is that in such a matter of great national concern, by now the country will have been updated, at least by APOA, of what is the status of investigation and when will the citizens get justice. Second and most importantly, Mr. Speaker, there is a particular administration officer, Mr. Chubert, if I'm not wrong, because the citizens kept on mentioning that name, that was mentioned profusely and was mentioned to have participated in organizing and leading this particular exercise. I thought by now the Ministry of Interior will equally have updated the country on what disciplinary action has been taken against that particular officer. Transferring, Mr. Speaker, is not a solution. If you transfer an administration officer who has led an exercise such as this that has led to the death of citizens, Mr. Speaker, basically what you're saying is that you're sending him to go and visit the same kind of killings in another part of the country, Mr. Speaker. And that cannot be acceptable. Therefore, I hope, Mr. Speaker, that when the answers come, we will be told also of what will have happened to this particular officer and what is the status of investigation.
Senator Eddie Okech.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also wanted to add a voice on the statement by the good senator from Busia, Senator Kia Omtata. Mr. Speaker, the issue of excessive use of force by the police in this country is something that must stop. Because, Mr. Speaker, we lose way too many lives to recklessness by the police. But that said, because most of the senators have put their voice on this, I think that there needs to be a long-term solution to what is happening in Baragoy, Angata, Mr. Speaker. Because the livelihood of the people in these areas, Mr. Speaker, has been affected for way too long. Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to know that on the other side of Angata is Guitembe in Kuria region that falls in Migori County, Mr. Speaker. A time without number, this is a community that is so good at contributing in the agricultural basket of this country, very hardworking, in a very good environment that crops should be thriving, Mr. Speaker. But every single season, during rainy seasons and non-rainy season, Mr. Speaker, this community cannot settle. The Kuria people, the people of Kuria, cannot settle and focus on agriculture. In fact, Mr. Speaker, a number of times as leaders, we are forced to go and visit the communities during festive seasons to at least have them also enjoy festive seasons. For instance, Christmas and New Year's, because they've gone for a whole year without planting because of the wars in that region, because of the insecurity in the dispute of that land. So while it happened, Mr. Speaker, that on the Angata side is where the police shot a number of people there, Mr. Speaker, it is also true that that conflict is taking more lives in the entire region, Mr. Speaker. And I think that perhaps even apart from just having the committee deal with this, Mr. Speaker, because it's an ongoing conflict year in, year out, I want to indulge you, Mr. Speaker, and beg that perhaps it's a good time to bring a motion in this House and sort a resolution of the Senate to deal with what is going on at Angata and to deal with the issue that also involves the Kuria community and the Kipsigis community on the other side, Mr. Speaker. Because it's not right that even the Maasai community, the Man Nation that is on the other side, Mr. Speaker, have now been brought into this conflict.
Senator Seki.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I also want to contribute to this statement from Honorable Okiya Omtata on the issue of the killing of residents of Angata Baragoy. Honorable Speaker, this information came to us and we really regretted, and we want to condole to the people of Narok, more so the Angata Baragoy area. And we believe that the committee responsible will get to to these matters as quick as possible, so that we don't act on the issue that has been overtaken by events, Honorable Speaker. We are looking forward to see the action where the police has taken on this matter, Honorable Speaker. Because we see that there is no discipline for the people who acted on this matter, there is no arrests. And these are the things that we really wonder why we have systems and structures in this government or in government. So we are looking forward to see the committee coming in handy to make sure that these issues have been addressed as early as possible. More so also the issue of land issues that brought their old problem, wanted to know, will be able to see or even to hear what are the issues that contributed to this problem, because these are issues concerning land. And what about that land that has been having dispute? And the compensation of the victims, Honorable Speaker. We are looking forward to see all this. Honorable Speaker, I also want to contribute on the issue of a statement from Honorable Mugatana on issues of public land or private land or even community land that is being used by government with no compensation. Honorable Speaker, I will refer to a land just next to Nairobi here in a place called Vetland in Ngong area, where government had done a lot of quarry to remove maram and even stones and building materials for public use with no compensation to the communities around there. There is a lot of excavation, a lot of problems, a lot of destruction. They do a lot of, destruction to the neighboring neighbors within that quarry with no compensation. These are the things that we really need to look at. Even when...
Senator Faki.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii kutoa kauli yangu juu ya taarifa iliyoletwa bungeni na Senator Abbas, Senator wa gatuzi la Wajir. Mheshimiwa Spika, mazingira ni kiungo muhimu cha maisha yetu, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo ni makosa kwa serikali zetu za county kuchafua mazingira ambao binadamu wanaishi katika sehemu zile. Mheshimiwa Spika, utupaji takataka, Mheshimiwa Spika, ni donda sugu katika county nyingi. Japokuwa kwa sasa kuna vifaa vya kisasa ambavyo vinaweza kutumika zikabadilisha takataka zile kuwa ni umeme ama makaa au matumizi mengine ambayo ni yana manufaa kwa binadamu. Kaunti zetu, Mheshimiwa Spika, zimekuwa na kadhia ya kutupa hizo takataka bila uangalizi wowote. Kwa Mheshimiwa Spika, NEMA pia wameweza kuzembea katika kazi yao, kwa sababu NEMA atakana wazunguke na waweze kuangalia mazingira kwamba yako sawa kwa maisha ya binadamu. Lakini mpaka sasa pia Mheshimiwa Spika, NEMA wameweza pia kuzembea katika kazi hiyo muhimu. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, tunaunga mkono taarifa hii na tutahakikisha kwamba wale wanaohusika katika utupaji takataka na uchafuzi wa mazingira wanaweza kuadhibiwa kulingana na sheria. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to commend the statement by Okiya Omtata and Mungatana. Honorable Speaker, I think the Inspector General of Police needs to honor his word, because he was in Narok and he promised that he was going to take action. And up to now, the House or even the country has not been updated on what has been taken, including the police officers who used live bullet to kill the people, Honorable Speaker. It's also important for the local administration, especially the DCC and the chiefs and the elders, to nip these particular issues before they come out, Honorable Speaker, because it's unfortunate that lives were lost. Honorable Speaker, the one on Tana River and Kariza, Honorable Speaker, when development goes to particular areas, there will be benefits that will accrue to the community, Honorable Speaker. What is very important is just that before they do anything, they need to involve the leaders, the public, and especially the Constitution is very clear. Before you undertake any development in an area, you need to do public participation and also compensate. For a National Intelligence Service campus, I don't think they need more than 50 acres. So they need to talk to the people, do public participation, and they'll be accepted in the area. Otherwise, we don't want to cause another conflict in that region, Honorable Speaker. And then, Honorable Speaker, the Bible says, you know, somebody was asking, how many times will you forgive somebody? Or you say sorry. It says 70 times 70 or even more times, Honorable Speaker. Senator Jerarke, Honorable Speaker, has found it an habit. Every time he gets an opportunity, he has to attack the CS, Interior, Governor Sang of Nanti. So it's like it has become his business. When he gets any opportunity, those two leaders, he has to just... I address the point of order. You know, I just wanted... Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Professor Tom Ojenda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would wish to contribute to the very eminent statement by Senator Danson Mungatana of Tana River. Mr. Speaker, this statement is important because it touches on the land question. And whilst it refers to the designation or establishment of Salani National Intelligence Service campus outside the procedure of land acquisition and processes, Mr. Speaker, it is important to speak to this question, Mr. Speaker, because it is important, Mr. Speaker, that all land acquisition or acquired for public purpose, Mr. Speaker, must be gazetted, and beyond gazettement,
Order,
Mr. Speaker,
Senator Falgeo Marakwet.
Beyond gazettement, Mr. Speaker, there must be compensation of the owners of that land. And Mr. Speaker, if the land is in a county, it is important that the county be involved in that process so that this process is as transparent as every individual can understand it, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am alive to the fact that we have many processes going on in this country that touch on land and on the public. And it is important every time, Mr. Speaker, that when the land question is addressed, every title in question must be identified. Every title in question must have the participation of those who are involved or who own that title or those who have an interest in that title. So that, my Lord, Mr. Speaker, if or when the land is acquired, all the processes that are designated to be undertaken by the National Land Commission are undertaken so that the NLC, the National Land Commission, can undertake the process of compensation. Mr. Speaker, we are alive to the ongoing issues or disputes involving the SGR. And now with the SGR extension going to Western Kenya through Vihiga County and through Kisumu County and the other counties, it is important, Mr. Speaker, that we are not lost. It is not lost to us that that process mirrors the processes that Mr. Mungatana speaks to this afternoon, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as a House, we must protect the rule of law. We must speak to it, Mr. Speaker. We must ensure that both the Land Act, the Land Acquisition Act, and the processes that involve land administration are strictly adhered to when acquiring land for public purpose, which again, Mr. Speaker, must be defined in the Gazette notice. I rest, Mr. Speaker.
Next order. Yes, what is your intervention, Senator for Nyamira?
Mr. Speaker, I have a small matter. I seek your guidance that touches on the work of the Committee of Devolution. Mr. Speaker, on, I believe, 15th of May, this House did pass a resolution on a progress report that was tabled before this House by the Devolution Committee. Mr. Speaker, among the resolutions that the House passed included directives that the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission investigates the appropriation and spending of public resources by impeached Speaker and a group of members of County Assembly of Nyamira, and further that the sittings that were being conducted outside the precincts of the County Assembly be stopped forthwith, and that the impeached Speaker and MCs that are convened outside the gazetted precincts of the County Assembly.
What is the point of order? Already the Senator is on a point of order because he rose on an intervention. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, there is a law we passed in this House that I will seek we review. We said if one is an elected member of Parliament, he should not attend continuous legal education for lawyers. But the way Senator Cheragay is conducted himself in this House, we made...
Senator Mogene, just proceed with your intervention, please.
Now, Mr. Speaker, can you allow me to prosecute?
Senator Fernandi, can you allow the Senator for Nyamira to make his point, please? Proceed, Senator Mogene.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Now, Mr. Speaker, I've made inquiry from the County Assembly of Nyamira, and I've confirmed, Mr. Speaker, that these resolutions have not been communicated to the County Assembly of Nyamira so that we can have a follow-up on the implementation. But, Mr. Speaker, to my surprise, I've received information just this afternoon that the committee has, despite this resolution, and despite the fact that this resolution has not been communicated to the County Assembly of Nyamira, the committee has taken an unprecedented step of summoning all 36 members of County Assembly of Nyamira to a meeting in Nairobi on the 26th of May, 2025. Mr. Speaker, the contents of the invitation letters dated the 20th of May, 2025 are the same, Mr. Speaker, as the content of a letter that was sent to the same County Assembly on 1st of April, 2025 that culminated in their appearance before the said committee on 8th of April, 2025. Mr. Speaker, you know how small our county is. You know the kind of resources that our county receives, Mr. Speaker. It is a total, it's a total abuse of office or power by this committee, Mr. Speaker, to summon all my 36 MCAs to Nairobi, whereas the resolution of the House was clear that they should visit the County Assembly at the County Assembly gazetted premises in Nyamira, Mr. Speaker. I want to seek directive, Mr. Speaker, from you to direct two things, Mr. Speaker. One, the resolution that was passed by this House, Mr. Speaker, on the 15th of May should be communicated to the County Assembly of Nyamira. Two, the committee should respect, Mr. Speaker, the resolution that was passed by this Honorable House that directed them to visit the MCAs at the County Assembly gazetted premises in Nyamira. Mr. Speaker, we don't have resources to pay per diem to 36 MCAs and their drivers and 3 clerks to come and do a meeting in Nairobi. In fact, I've gone through standing orders, Mr. Speaker. I've not seen any standing order that has given power to any committee of this House to summon an entire county assembly to come to attend a committee meeting in Nairobi, Mr. Speaker. So I seek your direction, Mr. Speaker, that the resolution of this House be respected, and if the committee wants to have any engagement with the County Assembly of Nyamira, the same be done within the resolution that we passed as a House. That meeting be held at the gazetted County Assembly premises in Nyamira, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. The resolutions as passed by this House must be communicated to the County Assembly of Nyamira, and that must be done within the next 3 days. Secondly, pursuant to the resolutions that are passed, the Devolution Committee was supposed to visit Nyamira County Assembly. It did not indicate that Nyamira County Assembly was the one to visit the Senate. And therefore, let the concerned committee visit the County Assembly of Nyamira as resolved by the House and not otherwise. Next order. Let's make progress, honorable members. I've been very clear. I don't know why you're seeking point of clarification on that particular matter.
Order number 8, the Division of Revenue Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2025, resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 21st May 2025, afternoon sitting. Mover to reply.
The chairperson standing committee, this is the Division of Revenue Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2025. The mover is the majority leader. You may proceed to reply.
Mr. Speaker, I was wondering whether I've been sacked without notice. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you. I have listened to colleagues the last 2 days, and I must say, Mr. Speaker, that there is hope for devolution. I am particularly impressed, Mr. Speaker, by the resolute nature in which each and every senator has addressed himself or herself with regard to division of revenue for 2025. Mr. Speaker, I am particularly impressed as well by the fact that everybody has vowed on the floor that 405 is not an option. I am equally happy, Mr. Speaker, by the work that has been done by our members of Budget and Finance Committee and the proposal that they have agreed to lead us as a House. Because, Mr. Speaker, we must take a decision as a House. We must ask ourselves whether, if devolution was to die, Mr. Speaker, on which side of the blame will we be? Will we just join the mourning party, or we will stand guilty as charged together with those that will have brought devolution, Kenya's biggest glue that binds this country together, to its death? I must appreciate, Mr. Speaker, that I am acutely aware of the tight fiscal space that we find ourselves in as a country. That I know very much, and I have been consistent and clear. If you check the records of this House, Mr. Speaker, especially with regards to management of our economy and the biggest struggle that we find ourselves in, which is a debt distress, Mr. Speaker, you will find that I have been as clear as daylight, Mr. Speaker. When the motion was brought to this House about 5 or 6 years ago to increase our debt ceiling from 5 trillion to 10 trillion, I opposed that motion, Mr. Speaker. Moved by Senator Pogisio, seconded by Minority Leader then Senator James Orengo in this House, Mr. Speaker. And we predicted very well, because at that particular time, Mr. Speaker, I was a member of Budget and Finance Committee, that there will come a time where we will not be able to meet our financial obligations because of that kind of unchecked borrowing. We are now in that particular space, Mr. Speaker, where we are struggling to pay debt, And therefore, we are told we must tighten our belts. I agree. Tighten our belts we will. But you cannot begin tightening your belts from those that consumed the least, which is devolution. If it is tightening our belts, Mr. Speaker, then let us see that action commensurate with regards to the budget that is left with the national government, Mr. Speaker. And that is why senators have spoken and have said that 450 is a minimum. And that we are very clear about, Mr. Speaker. Our Committee on Budget and Finance has proposed 465. That is even better, Mr. Speaker. And because our colleagues in the National Assembly have told us that you have no business looking into the budget of the national government, Mr. Speaker, we have said, fine. We don't want to know what details entails therein. But at least give us 465, we take back to the 47 devolved units, then find the money to run your operations in the rest of the departments and state organs, Mr. Speaker. Because if somebody does not stand up for devolution, Mr. Speaker, devolution will be killed. And I wish, Mr. Speaker, Senator Moses Kajwang was here, because he walked out just maybe to attend to something when I was rising to speak. Because I said the other day, Mr. Speaker, that yes, we are concerned by the audit reports that continue to be brought to this House. And before the end of last session, members, if you recall, we hurriedly passed resolutions of about almost all the 47 county governments' audit reports, because of an imposition of a timeline by the courts, Mr. Speaker. And we said we shall find time to revisit, to check on, Mr. Speaker, the operations of our specific county governments. That exercise needs to happen and happen now. I know, Mr. Speaker, that there are members of CPIC, County Public Accounts Committee, that are in this House. I want to request them with a lot of humility that you must lead the exercise, because this is ordinarily your work. This is the work that this committee has, this House has charged you with the responsibility of, Mr. Speaker, to ensure that once we have done the battle and have brought the goods home, that they are used prudently for the improvement of the welfare of our citizens, Mr. Speaker. We went out to point, Mr. Speaker, if you recall that particular debate on that afternoon, and I do remember, Mr. Speaker, because I made a contribution just like all my colleague senators, Mr. Speaker, that there were certain glaring maladministration issues that were coming out distinctively clear in almost all the 47 county governments without fail, Mr. Speaker. The issue of minimal disposition of resources, Mr. Speaker, hardly 20%. Many counties are using up only 15 to 22% at the maximum, Mr. Speaker, towards actual development expenditure, Mr. Speaker. That means close to 80% is going to recurrent expenditure. That is not tenable. That cannot be viable, Mr. Speaker. And I want us to reflect on the speech made by Prime Minister Raila this morning, Mr. Speaker, in this House, about the journey of devolution and why we as a Senate must always stand and defend. It must be recalled, Mr. Speaker, that on those particular reports that we considered here as well, we were reminded that many of our county governments, I think 35, if I'm not wrong, out of 47 of our counties were spending more than half the resources that we devolved, Mr. Speaker, on paying salaries. Surely, Mr. Speaker, then why should you want to be called a governor? Your name should be turned to Paymaster General, that you are just a salaries payment officer. If you are disposing more than half the shareable revenue that is due to your county, Mr. Speaker, to pay salaries alone. And I have said that this business, Mr. Speaker, of telling us that, in 2013, we inherited members of staff from the defunct municipal councils, Mr. Speaker, therefore, we have to find ways of paying them. Surely, this is almost 15 years since that exercise happened. What is your contingency plan? And I want to tell you, members, if we wait that our county governors file that particular plan on the route to achieving the statutory 35%, Mr. Speaker, on spend on recurrent expenditure, Mr. Speaker, it will never happen. We are the ones who passed Regulation 25 of PFM, Mr. Speaker, on how much each county is supposed to spend. We are the ones that are charged with the mandate of enforcing it. I want to urge you, honorable members, particularly members of Budget and Finance Committee who brought us this wonderful report, that you must lead us in an exercise where we have a conversation and we sit down and pass regulations, Mr. Speaker, so that if a county government does not file a plan through which they aim or they head, you know, Mr. Speaker, prudent use of public resources is not an event. It is a process. There is a way through which you grow your numbers. If today you are at 47%, Senator Faki, because if I recall, that is the number that your county Mombasa was at, Governor Abdul Swamad must file before this House the plan that they have for the next 3, 4, 5, or even 6 years as a county government to move towards attainment of the statutory 35%. But if this year is 47, next year is 48, the year after that it becomes 50, surely even us as a House, aren't we complicit in the maladministration that is going on in our counties, Mr. Speaker? We have been reminded this afternoon, Mr. Speaker, that there are many, these initiatives that keep on popping up, collaborations between county government and national government. First of all, there were KIPES, Mr. Speaker. You go and check what plans are being done by the county governments. You know, KIPE was conceptualized in Nairobi, and that's why we must move away from these plans that are conceptualized in the well-seed rooms here in Nairobi, but have no meaning or connection whatsoever with the challenges that people face in the village. If you go today to your county, youth leader Senator Oburu, and ask yourself, what is the plan that is being made to make sure that the KIPE that is being built in your county will actually be of service to the people of Siaya? Chances are there is absolutely nothing. And if you ask the governor, rightfully so, he will say, but I was not consulted. I was just told, give a matching fund of 250 million. And we too, we cannot plead innocence because we participated in passing a division of revenue that ensured that each county contributed 250 million. The same, I think with the exception of Nairobi. The same can be said about these, what are these community health promoters? Surely, if the only thing they earn is a salary, why does somebody need to keep that money at Ministry of Health here at Afia House instead of sending all that money? And we can calculate. We know what is the stipend. Why surely? What is this obsession that we have in our country with holding on to resources that you don't need? Even people's salary. At least we know, even if you're looking for a kickback, Senator Eddy, there is no kickback in people's salary. At least send that one out. And therefore, good people, I want to ask of us that as we consider division of revenue, let us passionately fight and stand up for devolution. Because this is the last battalion of defense. If you let this country down, Mr. Speaker, there is no likelihood whatsoever that anybody will ever remember that there was need. We understand that there are challenges, Senator Mogeni. Devolution is not as popular as CDF. That is a fact. Nobody doesn't, it's not rocket science. And it's for obvious reasons. CDF is managed separately. And we must be able to learn, even us, and appreciate that what is it that has made CDF to be as popular as it is. Of course, is the fact that they don't utilize the level of human resource that we utilize in our counties. That is why 98% of that fund goes to actual budgetary programs, things that are tangible and people can see. You know, schools, and I don't know what, things that ordinary citizens would wish to identify with. But you know, when you're a county government and 50% of the 10 billion you receive is paying 3,000-4,000 people in a county of 1 million people, then people will say, wrap these things up, we don't want them. Therefore, part of defending devolution is to ensure that we make it work in the way that it was designed. And the way that it was designed is to make sure that people feel resources getting into their pockets. So I want to urge as colleagues, as we begin this conversation and the reawakening that we have, we must all stand together and appreciate that there will be challenges, that we may not achieve that which we set out to achieve immediately or at the time of first asking. But surely and certainly, Mr. Speaker, as a House, we must make a firm decision that is in the best interest of the country. You know, yesterday, Mr. Speaker, I watched something, or I think it was 2 days ago, the former Budget and Appropriations Committee Chair of the National Assembly. I think he was addressing himself to quite a number of issues, and I began to appreciate that no wonder we have the challenges that we have. You know, there is something that the late president, Mr. Speaker, President Mwai Kibaki, used to speak about people being suddenly very clever. And I saw the gentleman trying to tell us, oh, you know, we should not borrow. Even the budget that we are using in this financial year, it is that gentleman actually who passed it on the floor of the National Assembly with a fiscal deficit of almost 5%. How is it that suddenly he has discovered that borrowing is bad? This House has been pushing and insisting. Read, Mr. Speaker, our BSP reports for the last 10 years. Senate has always maintained that don't have a fiscal deficit of above 3.3%, including the report that we passed here. As Senate, we have been quite clear on these things. Our colleagues who have been on the other side, on the National Assembly, cannot be the ones that are lecturing the country at this particular time and telling us, oh, you don't need to do this, we have borrowed this much. We have borrowed because, you know, you passed a budget that has a deficit of close to 1 trillion shillings, and there is no other way of meeting it, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, much as we want to have this conversation, it cannot be that because you are no longer wanted by your colleagues, Mr. Speaker, that you suddenly now want to talk down on everybody and tell us, oh, this and that is not right. I don't know, we are being told NSSF should not do this or the other. Mr. Speaker, you know, I found even that to be extremely ignorant. You know for a fact that here in Nairobi, just a kilometer from where we are gathering, NSSF of Tanzania are putting up an investment, I think, of close to 40 billion Kenya shillings because pension funds world over are looking for opportunities to invest. The problem with us as a country is that we think that it is the work of NSSF to only build houses and sell to citizens. Therefore, no wonder our pension scheme has never grown. A small country, a country with a smaller economy like Uganda, has a bigger pension fund than ours because of innovativeness in their thoughts, Mr. Speaker. And I saw this gentleman telling us, oh, don't build roads, don't do this or the other. Do people know, for example, that this expressway is built by savings from other pensioners in China who today, when we use the expressway, earn from us? Then you are telling us that our own cannot invest when opportunities come? Spare us this kind of lectures, Mr. Speaker. You know, Mr. Speaker, we have to be bold in our decision making and ensure that we are honest and truthful to the country, even as we have conversations about what is it that we can do about our economy. The last thing, Mr. Speaker, even on the securitization of roads, I want to